What's up, folks? So I want to go over the Berserking Abyssus Facebreaker Cyclone character that I've been running for the last couple days, and just how absolutely stupid this character actually is. Standing in town, I got 1.4 million tooltip DPS, which with Blood Rage, Protector up, goes up to like 1.842. It's absolutely ridiculous in terms of DPS, and somehow I still managed to get 6k HP out of it as well. So it's really, really powerful. But before we go into anything, let's just run a quick map. This is a physical reduction map, so I'm gonna do a little bit less damage, but I wanted to run that just to show you guys kind of the ridiculousness of this build in terms of damage. You basically spin around, you shield charge from place to place, do some damage, hit some things, and everything dies. Your biggest defense is the fact that not only are you going to be blinding things, you're also going to be able to kill most things, even Metamorphs, before they can hit you. So it's a really fun playstyle, really quick. If I had a little bit more movement speed on my boots, it'd be even quicker. But never really got around to crafting them. Was trying to get some Tailwind boots. It just didn't happen. There's a couple ways to upgrade this character, a couple ways to build it differently. I'll go over that as we go through all the gear that I'm wearing. And overall, one of my funnest characters of the league so far, in terms of just sheer power, in terms of being able to do basically any content without any hassles and without any worries. A little bit squishy in some situations, you know, if things are doing a lot of fizz damage, things are doing a lot of attacks that are off screen, maybe I don't see them. Those do hurt because I'm wearing Abyssus, because I'm Berserker. I am taking a lot more damage, but in everything else, you know, the damage, as you can see, is just absolutely ridiculous. Let's just knock in one more Metamorph real quick. Let's see if we can get some bigger body parts, and then we can run one of those and show you guys what that looks like. With this much damage, you're basically able to do Guardians before they can phase. You're able to do Awakener before he can phase. Like, Awakener usually gets off 1 or 2 attacks on me when I do him on this guy. One misstep and I might flop over, but I've yet to lose a run. You know, I've done him deathless a couple times. And then when it comes to Metamorphs, you know, you could just go straight down the left-hand side here, no problem at all. Put the totem down, pop Valmo and Shell, spin on top of it, and it's dead. And that's you know, that's a 40% physical reduction, and physical is all I'm doing. So you can kind of see how absolutely insane the damage is. And realistically, you don't even need this much damage. You know, this is overkill by a lot. So right now, we're looking at running Facebreakers, which I just got attack crit ones. I was gonna try to corrupt some vulnerability ones, but they were just too expensive. And I just never found a corruption chamber, so I didn't go for those. Rizlatha's Coil, also not too expensive, you can pick one of those up. The attack modifier does modify the more and min physical damage, so that's really good. So you want a really low min, really high more, and you'll get 20% increased on that. Your boots and your chest are going to carry a lot of your elemental resistances. So I am res capped, 76 all resist, but it's my boots giving me 45 all, basically. The Astral Plate giving me 12 all. This giving me 12 all. And then I have 2 gems on the tree. This gives me 10 all. Sentinel gives me 10 all. And where the heck's my last gem? No, I lost it. That one gives me 12 all. So very hard to come by resistances with this version of it. But if you don't run this version, I'll show you how to really get more resistances and be just fine. Rigwald's Curse, of course, so that your Facebreakers can crit and they are treated as claws. So that way you can pick up the old claw node over here, get all the damage and stuff from that. Very, very powerful. For the chest, you're going to want the minus mana cost and the attack crit chest in whatever way. This is just something I rolled and just chucked max life and percent life on it. Not the best version of this. You can get better, you can get worse. I would aim for more life if I had the option to recraft it again, but I stuck with this one. It was fine. My Cyclone costs 0 right now, which makes it very, very nice to use. You can basically just dash around with shield charge and then know that you can attack, no worries at all. Abyssus, of course, is like one of the best in the slot when you're using Facebreakers. The 40% increased Cyclone damage enchant on my Abyssus I got for free because I accidentally just hit it in lab as I was leveling this guy. It's right now worth like 30 to 40 Exalt. Do not try to go buy that thing. It's not worth it. Look for another enchant. See if Blood Rage, maybe attack speed is better. Maybe there's attack speed for Cyclone. Anything else, this is just way too expensive. It's not worth 40 Exalt. Don't buy it. Buy just like a better Abyssus if you need to. Shield is the Unshattered Will. Channeling skills that get that increased damage, which is really, really nice. It's a great way to buff Cyclone, because Cyclone is a channeling skill nowadays. And you get the resist, and you get the max life. Really, really nice on there. Pretty much best in slot. For the rings, I'm using 2 Herald of Purity buff Circlet of Guilts. I would say that if you don't have the 14 Exalt that this is going to cost you, don't worry about it. Get yourself some resist rings, get yourself some fizz resist rings that are really good, steel rings even. Run 2 of those, you'll be just fine. If I take these off, I only take like half my DPS off. Half sounds a lot, but when I'm already doing 9 million, that just means you're only doing 4.5 million. Oh no, you're still going to kill everything in the game, and you'll have more HP than me. You could get some of those percent rings, really, really nice. And the other thing that dropping these 2 rings will let you do is not have so much resistances on your boots. So you could pick up like Tailwind boots, you could pick up big life rolls on your boots, anything like that. You know, you could pick up really good resistance boots as well. So don't worry about the rings. If you want to, pick up 1. Don't go for 2 if you don't have the funds. It's really not worth it. I'd say overall the character was fairly cheap. You know, it's not a beginner build and like the first thing you do in a league, but if you really wanted to go ham on it, I'd say it cost maybe 40-45 Exalt for me to make the whole thing. I crafted the chest myself, and the boots were 3 Exalt, and then everything else was kind of just bought over. These were 7 when I bought them each. Now they're probably a bit more, maybe like 8s. Drop these off and the whole build is pretty cheap at that point, like 20 Exalts at its worst. The only other thing that's going to cost you some money if you want to get it is the crit multi while you have precision. So that's going to be pretty expensive if you're looking for that. I think that cost me like another 10. It's not the end of the world if you don't have it. You can definitely get by with other stuff. You know, that's giving me not too much damage. And part of the reason this is not really all that worth it for me is because I went a little different from what most people were going to do with the tree. Originally when I was looking at the tree, they had very little HP, and because I have so little HP on my gear, I needed to squeeze out more to be able to hit like 6k and feel comfortable with the build. I am wearing Abyssus, I am taking 10% more damage. So basically what I ended up doing was dropping a large amount of the damage nodes. So there's more crit here I could pick up. There I could go this way and pick up the crit there. I could drop some of this stuff and then go up here, maybe grab some more crit up here. So there's a lot more damage on the tree I could pick up, which if I were to drop the 2 rings here and get life on those, I could drop some of the life up here, drop some of this life here, grab those, and then rebalance out my damage doing that rather than investing on the 2 rings. So if you're looking to do this and do it a little bit more budget friendly, it's definitely doable, and you'll be able to pick up a lot more of the crit and the damage on the tree, in which case something like the crit multi would help you a lot, because I don't have that much crit on my Cyclone. I have 36%, not really all that much. With Diamond Flask up, you know, you're talking about like, what, 50, 52%. So, very easy way to make the build cheaper and probably stronger than mine is. This was more of a gimmick that I just tried to put together. Links-wise, we're looking at having Infused Channeling. Of course, Cyclone is our main attack. Infused Channeling. Awaken Melee Physical is massive when you can get it. That 10% chance to Intimidate is huge. Very much necessary. Awaken Brutality, it's good, but it's not something that's super, super necessary, and it's also a little bit cheaper, I think, right now than most of the high-end Awaken skills. It's still in the mid-range. Pulverize, super powerful. Gonna have to have it. And then Fortify just for defenses. Fortify is just best in solid because you're always gonna have it up. You're always gonna be taking a little bit reduced damage, and with Abyssus and Berserker, you're gonna want to do that. Your Facebreakers, like I said, if you can get vulnerability on hit, awesome. If you can get normal ones that don't have attack crit, also awesome. If you can get these, cool, get these. I forgot how much these were. I think they were like an Exile. They weren't too bad. We're running Flesh and Stone with Maim, Punishment, and Awakened Blasphemy together so that we have Punishment up at all times. Very nice. Shield Charge is our movement skill, faster attacks on there. If you want to really do some damage and just not care about anything, you can go... Where did I chuck it? You can put in Berserking and Ancestral Warchief, Val Ancestral Warchief, and that will push your DPS up to like 15 mil. Just absolutely ridiculous. I just wanted a movement skill, so I dropped those two and switched over to this. Just felt better for me. Blood Rage, of course, a good way to sustain frenzy charges on maps and gives you your leech, because there's not really much leech on the tree for you. Ancestral Protector, just more damage, as you can see. Pretty big DPS boost, 300k from that. The Molten Shell, cast on damage taken, summon Ice Golem. That way I just don't have enough stuff on my bar here. I should have banner in there, but I don't have buttons for Ice Golems and all that, so that's all automated. The only thing that's not is Val Molten Shell. I do craft that myself, while Molten Strike takes care of its own casting, or Molten Shell takes care of its own casting. Pretty simple that way. Herald of Purity, massive for this build. War Banner, also pretty good. Chuck it down if you need to. I sometimes forget and just don't do it. Blood and Sand, and then Precision level 1, just so we can get this thing activated. I don't have a 100% chance to hit, so that would be another thing. If I was to go with actual rings, I could get accuracy, and I can get to like actually 100%, so I'm missing a couple hits here and there. So I'm kind of missing 9% of my DPS by not going that route. Not too big of a deal though. That's still plenty of hit chance for me. Blood of the Curry or a very good Eternal Life Flask, both work. This is what I usually run because I don't want to bleed to death. On bosses where I know I'm not going to get hit too often, your Awakeners, things of that nature, I just run Blood of the Curry. Works fine. Lion's Roar, super powerful. Your physical damage, why not use more melee physical damage? This is just so I don't get hit as much. A little bit more reduction, makes it so that my Blood Rage isn't killing me, bleeds don't kill me, so stuff like that. If you want more damage, go Onslaught, switch it out, really powerful. You're going to do just more and more damage. Diamond Flask, basically going to be necessary there, because your crit is already pretty low, so Diamond Flask is just going to be something you need. And then Quicksilver, run around like a maniac. As far as the tree goes, when I leveled up, I went first into Aspect of the Carnage. I would say don't take Aspect of the Carnage first. It makes Uberlab a pain in the ass because every trap is going to hurt you like a truck. So take Aspect of the Carnage last, and then go for Carve the Slaughter, Flawless Savagery, pick up Rite of Ruin as your third, and then go Aspect of the Carnage finally when you're all done with everything, or go all the way to Rite of Ruin, Flawless, and then go Carnage. I would say avoid Abysses before your Uberlab is done as well. The traps just hurt like trucks. It's not worth doing it in there. If you're doing my version of the tree, what I did was I grabbed all this first, then I went through here, and then I went up on this side thinking I was going to grab the crit multi and the accuracy nodes up here and grab all this stuff. But if you want to do this version, you're not going up there, I would just go up here, through here, and then grab all this, that, and then start filling all this out later on. This is very late game where you actually need this. If you're going this version and you want to switch to the Herald Purity rings right away, maybe worth it just to go right to Soul Steel so you have that buffer of resistances. Same with Sentinel, so you don't have to buy gear when you know you're going to get these resistances later on anyway. So if you're going this version, go for Soul of Steel, go for Sentinel, get the jewel sockets, that way you can buy those and actually be able to use them, get your resistances where they need to be. Otherwise you will be under resist cap the moment you kill Katava. So something to keep in mind. As far as upgrades from here, if there is anything that would really be good, is I could recraft my chest, get a resist on it, drop a resist off my boots, get some tailwind boots, and that would just skyrocket my DPS. Onslaught would be really good if I could somehow get it into the build. That would be another way to get better DPS. Facebreakers with vulnerability on hit, also insane. If I could maybe do an additional curse that way, that would be super powerful. So there's a couple places where maybe I can get better upgrades. If I had infinite money, the rings with Onslaught on hit, another way to get good DPS up. The reason I went this build is I saw that people were pulling like insane amounts of DPS with it, like 30, 60 million. And when you look at those guys' gear, they have the onslaught, they have the vulnerability on hit, they have the additional curse, they have, you know, just basically everything fall together. But it's unnecessary. There's no reason to do that. A lot of those builds also just have like 5,000 HP, if that. So realistically speaking, if you don't have like massive funds, best just to go with this version where you have more HP, a little bit less damage, and you'll still rip through the game like it's nothing. I'll leave you guys with an Awakener clip. It's a Awakener 8 I ran for somebody just because they asked, so I ran it. And yeah, it's the easiest Awakener I've had in the league so far. My other guy can do it without dying. This guy can do it without dying, but just like way quicker. So it's pretty good. Highly recommend the build. Path buildings down below. If you have any questions, don't, you know, do ask. I'm more than happy to answer anything. This was a lot of fun. It's a great build just to break some faces, level it super quick until you get Abyssus and Berserker on, and then you just drop levels and every now and then because you're kind of squishy. But then again, this is Metamoprh League. Everyone's kind of squishy. Peace. Accidentally a few times. That also does happen. Oh shit. Ow. The hell? Yo, serious. Calm down. Yeah, I did that. I did basically the same thing the first couple kills. Can't even get the Conquerors to spawn now. That's really scary. Have you contacted support to see if they have anything they can like do about it? Or maybe, do you have like the hideout bug? Have you reset your hideout? I don't know if you've like gone through all the troubleshooting techniques for this. So I'm just listing the ones I know that might be able to fix it. Because the hideout bug is the thing. Waiting for the Awakener hideout. It would be cool. My FPS like tanked just now. Might have. Ah, okay. I don't know, Awakener is really good profit, so maybe it is worth it for you to reset and just take that blow. What's up, Flask? Hope you're doing well. Just in time for a sword drop. Well, sadly, it's not going to be my sword drop, so if the sword does drop, we'll just hog at somebody else's sword. Actually, the thing I need is Awaken multi-strike right now, so I can start saving up for my savior build. Your sword, by the way? No, it would be Philip's sword, if it's a sword. You can have, nah, I'm not gonna take handouts. I want to find my own ethically sourced, GMO-free range, dietary fed sword. I was buying eggs today, and I was laughing at the fact that like the label on an egg carton has become so unbelievably long with all the stuff that they put on there. Then I was just like, what is wrong with egg cartons nowadays? Yeah, sword is only Awakener, right? Too long, didn't read good eggs.